welcome back to the program. We're going to change our topic now and talk about women speaking. In fact, that's what we've been doing all day, all night for many, many moons. But there's a lady here visiting us, Simone Leid, and Simone has set up something called WomenSpeak Project. What is that?
WomenSpeak Project, it's an online project. It is a platform for women in Trinidad and Tobago mainly, but in the Caribbean as a whole, to tell their stories of discrimination. We invite women to submit their stories to the site, and it gives them an opportunity to really reflect and you know, try to understand some of the events that have happened to them. See writing as a vehicle for personal change and personal growth. And the sharing of stories creates a sort of community of support for other women who feel that they are the only ones that something like this has happened to and that it is somehow their fault.
So is it just a litany of woe? And you know, I can imagine you get onto it and go, look at this terrible time this woman had, and then if you thought that was bad, the next one, and on and on. I mean,
and you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, well, I am lucky boy.
What is particularly interesting to me is the first topic that, or the first type of discrimination that you all are dealing with. Well, I don't know if it's the first, but one of them. Street harassment.
I don't understand that, you know.
I think we have street harassment down to a science.
It's a cultural thing for us
in Trinidad.
But women too, women harass men on the street?
Yes, I think so.
You pass a man and say,
So people call you and tell you they have problems with this? That's why you're attacking this?
It is a problem. I think when you look at some of the threads on the social networks, anytime the topic comes up, there are many women that have a comment about how it feels to be harassed, that they don't like it, that they wish it would stop. And I know you're talking about it as a cultural phenomenon, that it is just something men do.
Yeah.
But you know, our culture is a part of our socialization process. It is something that is learned. It is not biological that a boy is born and then he has the instinct
to suit a girl.
to suit a girl. It is based on socialization in a culture where men feel that they have the right to objectify a woman in a way that that will make her feel degraded and uncomfortable.
I mean, if I'm walking down the road and a man touched me, reached out and touched me, I would be really angry. I think I would reach out and punch him. But, you know, I'm walking down the road and a guy says, listen, you're looking real nice tonight, I could take you out. That doesn't upset me.
Yeah. But I guess we're talking about when
you're looking nice.
Profanity, not in different degrees. Because I must admit that if I dress up real nice, and I go outside and I walk down the street, if somebody don't tell me something wrong.
Yeah, yes.
But do you feel you need that to be validated?
Well, that's one of the things.
No, not necessarily. Yeah. I don't need it to be validated. But I guess it's really what you said. I guess women who have been conditioned
to dress impressed. You're dressed impressed.
Of course. Because if you go abroad and you live in another society, like in London, per se, men don't do that.
Oh, Shada, please. Shada, please. Excuse me.
Oh, please.
Walking down the road in London, particularly many years ago, when I was hot, those guys, you know, the guys who working on the construction site, they're sitting down there having their cups of tea, mugs of tea, and you pass and it's, hello, darling, you've got lots of sunshine in you. You know? Come on.
But let me tell you this, my experience with African American men is really different from Trinidadian men. Trinidadian men would say stuff, but I have never had an encounter where a Trinidadian man touched me or groped me. I would be in the club in DC, New York, particularly DC, and these men would grope at your private parts, grab you, pull you.
No, that's repulsive.
No, that happened to me in the band in Panorama, in the UK band. Oh, what is crossing the line?
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line? Where I enjoy a man telling me, you look as if you have a lot of sunshine in you, darling.
Physically. physically, but what is crossing the line verbally?
Crossing line verbally, I think, you know, you're talking, there's a difference between expressing a comment of appreciation and admiration, and there's something different when there's a leer and there's a grunt, and there is this objectifying gaze, even if there is no language behind it. Just the attitude makes a woman feel threatened and intimidated. And you know, you say you don't mind some harassment, but as Isuki was saying, you know, we have also, like men, been conditioned. We don't like it, but in a way, we've come to understand that that is the way that we relate.
You think it's a cultural thing,
It's not just a cultural thing, as Alison says. It happens throughout the world, and there are organizations that are, you know, focused on that, because women all over the world are saying.
But you think it has a negative psychological effect on a woman if men sort of make these comments?
It does. It causes you to change your behavior. A woman walking down the street from 100 yards away can see a man or a couple of men at the side, at the corner, and begin to think, oh God, are they going to say something to me today? Is it just going to be a good morning or good evening? Should I have to cross the street? If you're a child going to school and you have to pass a certain route every day, do I have to, you know, endure this? Especially a young girl who is, you know, now getting to know herself.
To bridge this, to make yourself comfortable, what do you, should a person do to feel comfortable or not? What should they do?
Well, I don't think the onus is not on the woman really to make herself comfortable with the comments that are coming to her. You know, we really need to educate men. And I think the site, although it is for women, it is also a vehicle to show men, you know, what it is that, you know, their actions are having on women. I think sometimes, you know, as I said, it's a socialization process, it's culture. They think that's just the way to be. It's no real harm. But, you know, we have stories of women who have, you know, feel very uncomfortable and have been violated, have been touched. Have had you know, beer thrown on them when they didn't respond, and it, you know, the whole attitude, it creates an attitude towards women that doesn't just stop at the suiting. It rolls over into an attitude of you know, men are able to impose their will on what they want on women.
You only want to educate, your group is about educating.
It is. It is a consciousness raising. I think many women, we live in a society where women have lots of freedoms. We have female prime minister. And a lot of women feel that discrimination doesn't affect them. But it does. It affects us every day, in our work, in our relationships, and as something as simple, a simple right as being able to walk down the street without fear that, you know, you are going to be harassed or intimidated.
Simone, we're going to have to thank you and leave it there, but I think it's something we can continue because, you know, some of us like to be told, when you get to a certain age, when men stop giving you a little, you begin to think, what's wrong with me? You know? So it's also we've got accustomed to getting that kind of attention, yeah? All right, Simone, WomenSpeak Project, we want to thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so much.